Thanks for watching another edition of Racer X's Dialed In. This is David Pingree. We're out here at Paula today on the 2016 CRF450. And we've had a chance to put some time on this bike at the introduction. We've ridden it quite a bit since then. And again today, Honda came out and helped us go through it, offered us some suggestions. We worked through some different things, and we've got some good feedback for you to hopefully get your bike working just right. All right, the first thing we're going to start with is just some basic clicker settings, suspension settings. And when we're talking about clicker numbers, just remember we're talking about going all the way in and then back out, whatever number we're saying, okay? So the shock on this bike, our suggestion to start with is the high-speed compression, 23 clicks out. Your low-speed compression, 22 clicks out. Rebound, 25 clicks out. And then running your sag between 103 and 105. Some of that's rider preference. Today I was at 103. I typically like mine a little squatted a little more, so I would probably lean more towards 105. But at Paula here today, we don't have any big downhills, a lot of real steep jump faces, so sometimes it's better to get that back end up a little bit higher. I was happy with 103 today. If you have big downhills with big kickers or anything like that, play with that sag number, maybe get between 103 and 105. On the fork, high speed compression should be 18 out. Low speed compression, 24 clicks out. High speed rebound, 24 clicks out. Low speed rebound, 22 clicks out. Your air pressure at 35 PSI. And they recommend the steering dampener at 10 out. I run the steering dampener all the way in. I can't really feel that thing doing too much. So I want it, I want to feel it as much as I can. I just run the thing all the way in. The only thing different that I ran today, again, I mentioned I went to 103 sag where they possibly recommend 105. I ran the 35 PSI, but I was in a couple clicks on the low-speed compression and one click on high-speed compression. I left the shock alone. Something else that I found made a very big difference on this bike was tires. It comes with the MX52. We went to the MX32, which it could be personal preference for me. The track today is definitely medium terrain as far as the dirt type, and the MX32 is just front and rear. It's just the best tire right now, and there's a reason all the top pros run that pattern. It works really well. It straightened this bike out where the back end was kind of searching for traction. We got it where this thing was straight as an arrow, really kept it planted in the turns. Just front and rear, it made a huge difference. Another thing I did was went to a 49 tooth sprocket. These come standard with a 48, and it did two things. One, I like the standard mapping on this, which is a little more linear and mellow, okay, which allowed me to kind of make less mistakes and just be a little smoother. But occasionally you did want it to pick up a little bit quicker out of turns. That 49 tooth gave me that little bit quicker pickup, but it also brought the back wheel in a little bit, and that gave the bike a quicker feeling in the turns where I could dive into ruts easier, kind of make the bike change directions quicker, and yet I didn't lose any straight line stability. So for me, I liked that. I went one tooth bigger in the rear to a 49 tooth rear sprocket. Made a huge difference. One thing I noticed about my Honda today, front brake was a little bit spongy. And this can happen on any bike. Get a little bit of air in that line and it'll just feel a little bit soft. I like mine to be pretty firm feeling. So something that I would do tonight when I go home is when I got this thing in my garage, pull that front lever all the way in and zip tie it to the bar so that the front brake lever is all the way to the bar, and leave it overnight. By keeping that pressure on it, you're going to force any air bubbles that are in that line up to the top. You cut that zip tie in the morning and your brake will feel nice and firm. You get those air bubbles out of there. So it's a good little trick, works on any brand, but a really good little tuning trick for your front brake. Other than that, I didn't have any issues. Didn't like these grips too much. The stock Honda grips are really fat and hard on your hands, real rough. I would get rid of those right away. But past that, no complaints on the Honda. Really, really stoked. By the end of the day, I would have lined up and gone racing on this thing. So awesome motorcycle. Thank you to Honda for their help. Again, if you've got any of your own suggestions, put them down in the comments below. Anything you've done that's worked. And we hope some of these tips have been helpful. Have a good year on your CRF450. Thanks for watching.